Hello and welcome to the incredibly influential and highly successful podcast. I'm incredibly influential.
And I'm highly successful.
Today is Thursday, August
Mhm.
18th. Uh, I have someone who I want to dedicate this episode to real quick. And then afterwards, it's all about you, my man. Uh,
Sure.
uh, I want to dedicate this episode to my dad because it was his birthday yesterday, and the day before that was highly successful's birthday. So the rest of this episode is dedicated to
Wait,
him.
your dad's birthday was on the
17th.
18th, on the 17th.
Today's the
Wait,
18th.
I don't know why I thought it was the 19th today. I'm just
It
confused.
I one would
My
think
birthday
you would
wasn't
know.
my
Yeah.
birthday. Okay, but the reason I say that is because my birthday wasn't on the 16th. It was on the
Oh
15th.
yeah, you're on the 15th.
But you were almost right. It's okay. Close enough. But yes, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to your dad as well, apparently,
Yeah.
Ev-
Yeah, for sure.
I
For sure.
dedicate this episode to everybody with birthdays in August. Y'all are cool. You know. Y'all are cool people.
Leos, they're okay. I don't know. I don't believe in astrology. I don't know why I said that. I'm stupid.
You
Fuck.
know,
I don't know why we're keeping this bit in. This
if you're a
sucks.
Leo, I love you too. Even though all August people aren't all Leos, I think isn't the way it works is like it goes halfway through the month to the other half of the month. It kind of is offset by half a month. So the astrology is weird, isn't it? You'd think that it would be that all August babies are Leos, but no, it's only like I think if you're in the last half of August, that you're a Leo. I think if you're in the first half of August, you're something else. I know very little, so I probably should not be telling you, but it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I think so. Um, what was I gonna say? I had something in my brain. It was in there. I've forgotten what it is. I'm so sorry. This has turned into a very disorganized session. It is a little bit later than we normally record. Full transparency. It's about 3 hours after we usually record. So my brain's a little bit fucking frazzled. Um, yeah. So I don't know what's going on here, but yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have to I have to say I am kind of in a little bit more of a tired state than I would usually be as well. Because I
yeah.
finally have gotten my sleep schedule to kind of a normal schedule. But the thing is my sleep schedule's kind of been like earlier than I would like it to be, right? Like I've been like going to sleep at like 10 p.m., which is a decent time to go to sleep, don't get me wrong. But yeah, if you get 8 hours of sleep, you're waking up at like 6 a.m., right? Which
Mm-hmm.
I definitely don't need to be waking up that early.
Yeah.
So
Probably not.
I'd like to push my sleep schedule back a tiny bit. So maybe staying up and doing this podcast will help with that. But
See,
it does mean I am a little tired.
I've been going to sleep at like I don't even have a consistent time. It's been really it's been a lot of like sometimes I've even stayed up until on Monday night over to Tuesday morning. I stayed up literally all night. Um just because I was like, well, I'm not going to fall asleep until 4. I don't want to set an alarm, wake myself up at 8, talk about the new episode, like post it on my Instagram or on my Twitter, and on my Snapchat, and then just go right back to sleep. So I was just like, fuck it. I'll just stay up until then, uh, do all that, and then I'll go to sleep. So I just did that. And then last night, I think I went to bed at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah, my sleep schedule's completely fucked. Hopefully tomorrow I'm gonna be starting dog sitting again. Um, for the week, my parents are going away for a while. And so I'm just gonna be chilling. And yeah, hopefully once I've like acclimated my schedule to what my dogs do, then it'll be a lot more normal because they go to sleep at a normal time. But yeah, hopefully that'll work. But yeah, back to your birthday though. What'd you end up doing? We got a question about that on Twitter. We- Uh,
Well, because my birthday fell on a Monday,
mm-hmm.
what I ended up doing is I had like a little party, which Jennifer kind of helped set up. I kind of let her take care of the details. I just told her that's the day we should do it, you know? Um, but
Mm-hmm.
she invited, my family, a couple of my friends. You know, I'm not sure if you got the invite, not that you would have probably been able to make it, but you know, hey,
I wasn't going to. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not driving that
did
far.
did you get the invite though?
I don't think so. No.
Well, I have to talk to her about that then for next time maybe. But yeah. So we on that Saturday, she actually kind of set up two parties. It was like one party was like at like 4 p.m. right, and it was like a smaller group of people that weren't gonna be able to make it to the second party, and it was also a lot more of like my friends than it was like my family.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to roller skating. Went roller skating for it was like what 4 p.m. to like a little past 6, so a little over 2 hours. That was fun. I we got like a little table. We went skating. I don't know about you, Nick, and if you're a big skater, but I like skating. Skating is real fun. You know,
Uh, Depends which kind.
I like both kinds. Personally, I do prefer roller skating though because uh, ice skating is just very cold, and I'm not a big fan of the cold.
Yeah, I do like a fair amount of ice skating. I used to be pretty good. I remember my dad took me one day as a surprise. I was like, we were just like, yeah, we were just like, Kale, hop in the car. We're gonna go for a surprise. And I kept guessing the whole time, right? Because this was back before phones and stuff, so like I couldn't like check like what direction we were going in or like and I didn't know like there was an ice skating rink in the town where we lived in. So yeah, we just went to the ice skating rink, and he was just like, "Yeah, we're going ice skating." I'm like, "Oh shit, that's cool." So yeah, I got in my. I think they gave me. I think I got figure state skates to start out with, but then I turned out I was pretty good, so I just got on hockey skates, and I'm still. It's been a while since I've done it, but I'm still pretty good. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I feel like it's one of those things where, if you know how to do it, it's like a little bit easier coming back to it, even if it's been a while. Kind of like riding a bike.
hmm
I do have to say, part of the reason, like, why I think I'm so good at skating, right, is because there was a handful of like events that went on at my school that were like skating events, right? And me, I'm out here. I'm trying to be. I'm kind of competitive, right? So I'm trying to compete. I'm trying to be good at skating. But half of my, like 90% of the class, not even half, it's like 90%, are just kind of like slowly walking on the side, just talking to their friends. But I'm going for it, 100%. Ice skating all the way through the rink.
mm.
Sure. I probably don't have. I probably could have talked to people more, but hey, I don't know. I was going for it. I always feel like it's real boring to go to a skating place and then just be on the side. I say, hey, if you're gonna fall, you're gonna fall, right? Just go for it. Thankfully, though, I didn't fall on my birthday. I got close like once or twice because for as good as I am, the balance is a little hard to keep up at all times, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I would say.
Yeah, but
Um,
I did
yeah,
that. They had like a little part, a little section where they had they called out the birthday people. And there actually was there was a whole bunch of people that were there for their birthdays. I'm like, man, apparently August and skating, people all thought the same ideas, you know?
yeah. It's. I mean, I'm sure August is a pretty common month. Considering Thanksgiving. You know, anytime there's like a big holiday, about 9 months later, there's a lot of people born there. For example, I'm a September baby, so Christmas. There's a lot of September babies in the northern hemisphere. A
Yeah,
lot,
yeah.
a lot, a lot, a lot. Yeah.
I suppose, I feel as though, I don't know. I don't think holidays like those, I wouldn't think that those holidays would be as big for like things like that because those holidays aren't really about like couples, you know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah.
couple holidays would be the times where you would see like the 9 months later thing a little bit more. Kind of
Valentine's Day
like
has
a
a lot of
Valentine's
that
Day, the
too,
big one,
but
right?
yeah, yeah, Valentine's Day does have a lot of that too, but it is mostly if you look at the math, it is mostly Christmas. I think the family togetherness, mixed with the cold weather, people are inside, uh, and what else do they have to do other than
They
you
should
know
play many, many hours of Minecraft together, obviously. Unlike, unlike you, Nick, you don't hop on Minecraft for like 10 hours at a time like I do. What's that about?
it's because I
So
get
sad.
bitches. It's because I get bitches. You
What
know,
did I tell
that's
you
my
the last
curse.
Minecraft stream? You
I don't
know,
remember. I was too busy getting
virginity,
bitches.
the
Oh yeah,
virginity
virginity
makes
makes you
you
powerful.
a better gamer.
That is true. That is true. I
You
have
know?
traded my gamer skill for the ability to get laid.
Yes. You
Rough.
see,
It's very rough.
you chose the bitches over the games, you know?
It happens, right?
Hey,
There
everybody
comes a
has
day.
to make their choice, but
Hmm.
I'm still holding strong for those gamers out there, I'm here for you.
That sounds like an
Rise
advertisement,
up.
right? That sounds like you're advertising, like, "Hey gamers, if you want to," that
Hey,
sounds
if
like you're
you're a
advertising
gamer,
something.
let me tell you, if you follow the podcast, I'm here for you, you know.
Uh
Highly
huh.
successful is on your side.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Gamers rise.
I mean, gamers rise or gamers thighs. Am I right? Heyo, up top. You're not
Wow,
you're not
that
here with me. I don't know why I said up top. None of you are in this room with me right now. I can't get a high five from it, but it's the thought that counts.
it's the thought that
Um.
counts. So that was like the first little party, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
I did end up getting like a little coupon thing that said I
Yeah.
can come back until a month later. So because it was on a Saturday before my birthday, it was August 13th. So till until September 13th, I can come back and skate for free. So that's pretty cool, you know. I
Mhm.
I'm thinking about going back this weekend and maybe for like the next 2 weekends after that, really make use of the free skating time, right?
Mhm.
Might as well, maybe it's a decent workout, The thing is, like, I need to find a better way to like do the 180-degree turns, right? Because I feel like the turns hurt my legs more than anything else. It's just the turns
Yeah. I
because
think
it's
that
like all the
is.
pressure is just on one leg,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think so. It as we're getting older, I'm sure that's going to be less and less pleasant for us if we continue doing that.
That kind of reminds me. I didn't realize until like a couple days ago, right? It kind of reminded me because of the whole roller skating thing, right?
Yeah.
That the cars that they have in NASCAR are like specially built to like take turns in that direction more than the
Yes.
other direction. I didn't know that, and I was like, that makes sense now. Like thinking on it, you know what I mean? But I guess I never thought about it before, you know?
Yeah, even like entering and exiting the pit stop is still just a left turn. Um, yeah, no, they're all purpose built to just do left turns and go straight. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like that kind of reminded me of the whole roller skating thing because it's funny because as soon as we left, they changed the direction, and I was like, man, if only they did that like any other time, that would have
Yeah,
been great. I think it'd be good if like maybe like on the hour or like something like that, they would switch it the other direction, you know?
yeah. I think they just hated you specifically. I think it was
I
just
you know what?
against
They
you.
saw they saw me leaving and then they were just like, "Come on, guys." That must
Yeah,
have been it, right?
yeah. Fuck this guy in particular. Yeah. So what was the second party?
Okay, so the second party was at oh wait, no, you know what it was? I think that this party no, it was 2 to 4. I think I said it was 4 to 6. No, it was 2 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Uh so we stayed until a little after 4. We left. The other party starts at 6, right? So
Yes.
went back home, chilled, hung out. Also, the first party I had a cheesecake. It was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
We
Cheesecakes
had
are very good.
we had like the chocolate syrup and everything. It was pristine. Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we had the little ice cream, the little bluebell,
Oh, that
vanilla.
shit's good. That shit's good.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Hell yeah.
Did it up. The other party was mostly for like family and people who like a majority of the people from the first party weren't going to be able to make the second party, right?
Yeah.
But so the second party was kind of just for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my uncle, my uncles came. A couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
My sister came to both parties.
Yeah,
Um,
that's good.
then obviously my brother was able to go to both parties, and my other friend.
From from the way you said that, it's like obviously he showed up. He doesn't have anything better to do.
Well, no,
It's just
well,
fucking roasting him so hard. Damn.
I'm not roasting him. I'm just
I
saying like
know
we
that's just how
lived
it
we
sounded.
lived together, right? So I would be surprised if he was busy on that. I guess he could have been busy, but he wasn't. Thankfully, he showed up.
Yeah. I'm just saying it sounds
Uh,
so much worse than you meant it, dude. That was so
yeah, but
rough.
my cousin came to both parties. My grandma came to the first party
Hmm.
because uh she brought her boyfriend, right?
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And she was worried because she didn't really want to go to the second party with her boyfriend because she felt
Hmm.
as though there'd be an issue because I live with my grandfather, and
Oh,
my
yeah,
grandfather
yeah.
would be salty about it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know. And even though I would have loved to have her there, I kind of understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But she made some nice food. She brought
Mm-hmm.
it over to the house. You know, she didn't stay obviously for the party, but she brought it over,
Mm-hmm.
and it was real nice. She made like enchiladas and some rice and stuff. It was real
That
good,
sounds pretty
pristine.
coolin', honestly. Next
I
time your grandma shows up to the party and brings food, let me know, dude. Let me fucking know. I'll
I,
be
t-
right there,
I
dude.
told you I want to tell Jennifer next time. That way she can send the invites.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
You might not be able to make the roller skating party, but definitely the food, right? You'll be there,
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah, is that a fat joke? Is that a fat joke? Cuz fuck you, I already made it.
That's not
I
that's
beat you to it. I
there
beat you to it, bitch.
like
Just like I
there.
beat you to your grandma's food. Fuck you. I beat you again. You got to catch up, dude. You got to catch up. I'm already making all the jokes here, dude. You know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You got to catch up.
Turn that down.
turn
Uh,
you down, bitch. But yeah,
well, it's just okay. But so for the second party, it was more just like a chill party at the house, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hanging
yeah.
out, chilling. We were playing like pool because we have like a
Mm-hmm.
pool table, right?
Very cool. Very
So we
cool.
were just doing that, chilling. I was talking to all my family, catching up. My uncle seemed extremely offended that we didn't invite him to roller skating. So now I know that he wants to go roller skating.
Yeah, that's good to know.
The reason I didn't invite him though, right? Or again, first of all, I didn't plan the party, right? So technically,
Yeah,
Jennifer didn't invite him if you think about it.
yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's what I was telling him. I'm just like, if you like, I was just trying to shift all the blame onto her.
Yeah,
I
of
was just
course,
like,
absolutely, as
I
one
didn't plan
does,
the party. It was her.
right?
She did it.
Yeah, yeah.
Blame
It's not my
her.
fault.
Right?
Yeah,
It's not my fault.
yeah. Fuck you. It's not my fault.
Exactly, exactly. But the reason that she didn't invite him was because a couple months ago he had gotten like foot surgery. So she thought he wasn't gonna be able to participate.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And it'd be kind of dickish to like invite him if he can't do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
like
get
look at
that. I
all of
get that.
us like skating on her feet while you're just sitting down.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I see the merits
he
of both sides.
like after talking to him, apparently he's been able to like be on his feet for not like all day long,
But like
but
for a
like
while.
for like a couple hours at a time, like
Yeah,
for like
yeah,
the past like a week or two. So
yeah.
it's like
My stepmom got knee surgery about when we started the podcast. So back in like April-ish.
mhm.
And she's kind of gotten to that point now. She's mostly pretty normal.
Yeah,
Again.
cause the whole thing with my uncle, right, is he's had he's like foot problems for like a lot of years. It has to do with like his arches, right?
Oh yeah, those are the worst. I have some pretty big arches that are. It's
And
really painful for me to
apparently,
walk around
like
sometimes.
it's been giving him problems like all the time. Like, and I guess eventually he just got tired of it. He said, "Let me get surgery." And that was earlier this year, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's working out for him. Obviously, he's still in the healing phase, but
Mm-hmm. But it sounds like it's
uh,
it's doing decently well.
he's we're gonna try to invite him to skating this weekend, right? Because I want to go back and then uh, you know, I,
Yeah.
I got a free pass for me, but I also got like some single use free passes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just be like, hey, here you go.
Yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun. I wish I could join you. Honestly, that'd be
Hey
really
man, I
cool.
got free passes if you're in town.
Now, if only you could pay for all of my gas driving. What is that? 500,
I'll tell you
600,
what,
700
right? I'll
miles.
tell you what. You pay for the gas, and I'll pay for the skating ticket.
Now that sounds like a little bit of a
Rental's not
mismatched
included.
deal. Yeah, that sounds like a little bit of a mismatched deal, to be honest.
You know what? Just for you though, I'll include rentals. I'll pay for it out of pocket just for you.
Wow. Yeah, and where am I gonna stay, perchance?
You know what,
Is that up?
man?
Is that between me and God? Is that between me and
Sh-
God? I have to figure
I'll
that
get
out.
you. I'll get you a little air mattress. You know what I mean? I'll figure
Ah,
it out.
thanks, thanks.
You
Where
know.
where at, my man? Where are you just gonna give me the air mattress, but say, oh no, you can't keep that in here. You have to keep that outside. I have
You
to
know,
sleep outside like a fucking dog.
like there is places in my house for an air mattress. There's just not a place like
For
that's
my
like
air
that's like
mattress
super
because you hate
private for
me.
an air mattress, right?
Oh yeah, I
So
mean,
you'd have to have like an air mattress like in the kitchen or in the living room. I
well
like
that's fun. I could
it
just
won't it won't be like a nice private like room with an air mattress. And I feel like that's the part I won't be able to help you with. I can get you a place to lay down.
how
I just
about
can't promise that your surroundings will feel very, very homey. It'll feel like either a living room or a kitchen. So
better idea? Um, I get your bed and you sleep on the air mattress. How about that?
how
How about
about
that?
you know, uh, well, Like, that's a
I
great
think that's a good
idea,
idea. Yeah, right?
right?
That's a fantastic idea.
It's just that I don't know about
Oh, what do
that
you
yet,
mean?
you know?
What do you mean? It's just, why you got to raise an objection after that? That's a
It's a great
perfect idea.
that's a let me ask you a question, Nick. Do you sleep on the left side of the bed or the right side of the bed?
I have a twin bed, so in the middle. Um, it depends on where the hmm.
Okay, do you
I don't
sleep on
know.
the edge or the by the wall? Yeah, I'm assuming it's push up against the wall unless it's in the center of the room.
My twin bed is up against the wall. It's in a corner, yeah.
So, do you sleep towards the edge or towards the wall?
Uh, I have to sleep on a specific side, so right now it's up against the wall. But if I moved it into a different corner of my room, it would be up against the edge.
There
It
you go. All right, so you can get the wall. I'll get the edge. I prefer the edge anyways, right?
Okay, all
And
right.
I'll just put like my twin comforter. I'll put it into like a wall between us, you know?
I mean, I don't know what's wrong with two dudes cuddling, bro. I don't think why not? What's wrong with that, dude?
Well, I just want to, I want to have some sort of barrier, kind of as like a warning as like when you roll over or something like that. That way I can fight back, you know. Granted, I
You won't be able to fight back.
well,
You would die. You would die. Let's be
that's
real here. You know,
I
full.
don't have a twin size bed, all right? So I would assume that you would keep to like the area that you feel is like a twin size bed way over there on that side, and
No,
I'll
I
be on the
roll a
other side.
lot. Apparently, it depends on where I
You
am
don't
or
roll
what
off the
I'm
bed,
doing.
do you? Right? So obviously you know how to roll in a twin sized area. So I'm sure you could do that on a queen size mattress. You know what I mean?
Well, when I used to sleep on, when I've told you guys like the audience about like when I slept in the woods, right? So we used to have these little sleeping shelters that were kind of away from our normal shelters, and it would just be like a bunch of us dudes in a line in our sleeping bags, and I would fucking roll over a whole bunch.
You know
I don't know
what?
why.
That's what I can get you. Instead of an air mattress, I can get you a sleeping bag. And you sleep right on my floor. There's enough space for a sleeping bag, just not enough space for an air mattress.
How about you sleep on the floor? I get the bed. You go fuck yourself. And
You know what I
yeah,
could do? I can get you like an egg cart mattress. What do you think about that?
how about I sleep in bed with your mom? How about that, bitch? Huh?
Ah,
How about that?
I think she only has like a twin though. I think there's not enough space.
I'll make do. I'll make do. I'll tell you what. I'll make do.
Nah, I don't think it's gonna work.
I
She rolls
mean,
around a lot.
uh, there's so many good jokes. So many good jokes. So little time. Fuck.
So little time. But okay, so I had the
Fuck.
party. Um I had another cake at the second party, right? Second party, I did like a cookie cake,
Mm-hmm.
nice because I was like, I already had like the cheesecake. I wanted to do something a little bit different,
Mm-hmm.
But I did earlier that day go to the store and I bought a chocolate cake because Andreas, my friend Andreas, he's like a family friend. His birthday is a day after mine. So
Mm-hmm.
because we weren't gonna have a party for him, like probably until this weekend coming up, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I was just like, oh man, let me just have a little cake for him. That way we can all say happy birthday while we're here, right?
Yeah.
So we had like it was a surprise cake too. It was like, whoa, where'd that
Mm-hmm.
cake come from?
Yeah.
I feel like we did a good job. With the surprise, it was like, boom, wow.
I mean, yeah, it sounds very surprising.
So we got like a little. So technically, I had three cakes, or we had three cakes in total.
That sounds about right.
We did
Yeah.
great. Three cakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Three cakes. That
Uh,
sounds like a lot of fun.
it was very fun. I got some gifts. I'm trying to think
Mm-hmm.
if there's any like gifts that stand out. Oh, I got a rice cooker. I'm excited to try it out.
Ooh, that's very useful.
I want to cook
Rice cookers are
rice.
very, very nice.
Exactly. It's because I've been talking about trying to cook, but I'm too lazy to like cook rice the regular way. So
Mm-hmm.
rice cooker. See, it just makes sense. Obviously. Now all I need is an air fryer, and then I'll have the complete set of tools to cook, but like in a lazy way, you know?
I mean, that sounds like something that would appeal to you. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I am not.
You
Um,
know. But
yeah.
yeah, I got that. I got clothes, I got gift cards,
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of things like that. I got candy. Granted, I noticed that I just don't eat a lot of candy.
Yeah, me
You
neither,
know,
to be honest.
I've always been the person that their Halloween candy would last them like until like the next Halloween. You know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
just I eat so little candy and I had so much of it for Halloween. It's just what do I even do with it? That's why like after a while I stopped wanting to go trick or treating because I'm like I just
I stopped wanting to go because I was too old. Yeah,
I
I
feel
was I
like
was way too old for
yeah,
that
that's
shit.
that's part of the reason. The thing is I like dressing up. I think dressing up is fun. I just don't want to go trick or treating, you know what I mean? That's
Mm-hmm.
why uh my family kind of tries to do like Halloween parties
Yeah,
where, we still have an excuse to dress up, but it's for like a party instead of like trick or treating. And
yeah.
that's nice. That way I can still get into costume, hang out with the family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got um. Well, back to gifts. We got
Back
another
to gift.
question about gifts, but I think it's about time that we roll a little ad break. So stay tuned, and we'll answer that question for you. But yeah, see you in a bit. This episode has been generously sponsored by skunknuggetparenting.com, run by my own talented mother. Parenting is hard. Sometimes kids and parents are like night and day. It can be very hard to get on the same page with them, and a lot of parents have anxiety that maybe they're doing it all wrong. Luckily, there is a service out there that can help. Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions is a company that provides parent coaching services, resource referrals, and psychological profiling, along with 24/7 phone and text access in an all virtual program. Plus, the first consultation is free. In order to get this amazing service, please visit skunknuggetparenting.com. That is skunknuggetparenting.com. Thank you to Skunk Nugget Parenting Solutions for sponsoring this episode. Thank you all for listening. And now, back to the podcast. Welcome back to the show. I think what we were saying before is we had a question about birthday gifts. Uh, Justin Connor, friend of the podcast, asks, "What was the best birthday gift you remember receiving?" Uh,
Well, you see, like I feel like I've always been somebody who's like pretty simple to please, you know?
mm-hmm.
So there's like it's not like any gift that's like that you hear about like in the movies. They're like, oh man, it's super well thought out. Because usually like I said, I don't really ask for anything like that. But
Mm-hmm.
the best gift I would say was probably uh, like 2008. I got like the Xbox 360. Kind of was my first Xbox. That was real fun. Well, technically it wasn't my first Xbox, but that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was a very nice gift because I think that we had recently broken our PS2. Very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I remember the game that I got with it was the Simpsons game. That's a really good game, by the way. If you've ever played Simpsons on the Xbox 360, that's a good game. It's just I wish that it was backwards compatible because I still have that disc, but I can't play it anymore. It
Yeah.
upsets me.
Yeah. It's a big shame.
But yeah, I started playing there. I ended up losing my account, transferring from 360 to one
Mm-hmm.
because I had it on like an old email. But I did meet Nick, so hey, I wouldn't be here, without that, I suppose.
Yeah.
At least not with Nick, anyways. Maybe with somebody else. But hey, I met
Mm-hmm.
this guy playing Garden Warfare. We did the thing.
We
It was
did. We
very
did the
fun.
thing. It's
But
crazy. It's wild.
that was probably like the single best gift, I would say, just
Mm-hmm.
because, like I said, it kind of just got me real into Xbox. I wouldn't say real into games because like I feel
You
like
were into that beforehand.
I was real into games before, but it kind of was like the first like Xbox, and it was kind of like our thing too because the PS2 wasn't really ours. It was like a hand me down, from like
Yeah.
my uncle. It was like my first console that was like mine. I might have had like a Game Boy, but like you know what I mean, like my first home console, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's probably my best gift. Um, yeah. Any other questions you got for me there?
Um. I can't really think of anything. Hmm.
Cause
I
I
guess. I
can.
guess. I did have something. I kind of wanted to sort of do a little thing for if we're gonna do these little birthday specials every year for both of us. I kind of want to like hear you sort of like lay out your goals and stuff, and like sort of be like, oh, this is what I want to do before 2023, um eh, before this time next year. And yeah, I kind of want to hear sort of like your personal goals and stuff, because I want to hear like what like what you would like to accomplish, so that way we have something to like compare it to for next year.
Well, a lot has happened since 2021, and there's been a couple of things that I've kind of been trying to get through, and I still kind of am kind of getting through. I would say that like my where I'd like to be
Hmm.
is I recently told you I was getting this job, right? I'm hoping that I'm able to save up a decent amount of money. I can maybe get through a little bit more school. I don't know if I'm going to go through it quite as fast as you because I'm trying to, do the work and school thing.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's going to be a little bit of harder to balance, right? Um, but I plan on saving up a whole bunch. Hopefully, by this time next year, I'll have a decent amount saved up, and maybe I can start looking at places to move.
Yeah.
Because I've thought about it a lot, right? And if I was in a real rush to move, I'm sure I could find a cheap place, right? It's just one of those things where I feel like I wouldn't want to move until I feel like I would be able to get myself something that I'd be like truly happy with. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I feel like I wouldn't want to just have like a little crappy like studio apartment. I'd want something that's actually like nice. Something that can like have people over. And it'd be like something I want to show people.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people, like right after high school, maybe it's because of parents, maybe it's because of freedom or whatever. They'll just rush out and they'll get the tiniest little apartment just to say it's theirs. That's
Yeah.
not me. I'm fine with staying at my parents' place, but it would be nice to have my own place, especially because I've noticed that as I get more and more stuff, the room kind of does get a little smaller, right?
Hmm.
So it is kind of getting to that point where it's like, yeah, I'm starting to see all the benefits of having my own place. So I don't know if I'd be moved out by then. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that I want to be moved out by then because I have, again, like not a very big plan, but I'd like to at that point be a little bit more well off to
Mm-hmm.
start planning on that, you know? Because I expect it to be a little bit more than a year of saving before I can even start looking, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I school, work, and I guess and okay, and here's another thing that I'd like to say is I'd like to eventually. I don't know if this I can pull this off in a year, if this is going to be like a very long-winded process that just goes on for a long time. I'd like to eventually one day uh find an exercise like method or routine that I can actually stick to. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like temporary because I've noticed that like I don't like traditional exercise. That's the most important thing that we should know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I try to find things that are like fun and that I think that are like still active, right? And like the
Yeah.
thing that I tried to do start of 2022 was the whole rock climbing thing, and I still love the rock climbing thing. It just kind of became a little bit financially uh like hard to do because of my financial situation, right?
Yeah.
But I'd like to find something that I could get into and I can commit to and that I can keep up with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Uh you know, maybe I could try to also maybe I could also try to what's it called? Uh, try to eat better, get into like a more of a better diet, you know?
Yeah.
Because what I do for the most part is I'm very bad at cooking, which is why the
Mm-hmm.
rice cooker hopefully will help with that.
Yeah.
Um, the second one. But what was I saying? Yeah, so I'd like to do the diet better because right now, the way it is like I tend to whenever I go shopping buy a lot of things that are like oven or microwave ready, you know?
Yeah.
Which
Not very healthy. Yeah.
isn't the healthiest. I don't like things I don't mind buying I try to balance it out, right? By buying like a salad or like a fruit every now and then, right?
Mm-hmm.
But definitely I'd like to have a little bit of a better balance than just processed food and then like one banana, you know? It's not the greatest balance right now. Maybe I'll use some nice herbs and spices, you know.
Yeah. I
Get
think
a
that's
start a recipe book. Do the whole shebang, right?
yeah. I think one of the best things you can do for yourself is figure out how to use herbs and spices when you're cooking because if you don't, then everything's going to taste bland. You're not going to want to make shit for yourself. You're just going to want to, go out or buy ready-made shit, and it's not good for you. So I think learning how to use your spice cabinet is a really really big important thing. For me, it's I'm a little bit low maintenance. I just put Old Bay on everything. uh I will put Old Bay on literally just about anything you can think of, and
Like
I'm happy with it.
I feel like my spices that I use and things is very small. I use salt, I use pepper, I'll use pepper flakes sometimes. I'll
Hmm.
use lemon pepper sometimes, but it's not a lot of things. Uh, I like Italian seasoning sometimes. It's
Yeah.
but it's a very like small like group of things, right? And whenever you look at some people's spice cabinets and they have like 50 different spices, it's like I can't even think of 50 different spices. It's crazy,
Oh,
right?
there's so many. There's a
There's
lot.
so many, right? I just have the one to make it salty, peppery, spicy, lemony,
Yeah.
and Italian-y. There you go. Those are the ones. All five.
You know that that sounds about right. Yeah. Um. Yeah. No. Yeah. That sounds about right. But yeah, I think learning to use your spice cabinet will really help you out. I recommend, you know, you like pepper. I recommend trying the cayenne pepper. That really adds some zing to things. Yeah, I recommend that.
Yeah, but like
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have any like hard goals, you know? Like any like set like I have to do exactly this, right? A lot of my goals are kind of just like be in a better spot than I am now, you know?
Yeah, I think
Uh
that's just a
which
pretty good goal generally.
you know it's a little bit vague, right? But I feel like as long as I am able to like hold down the job and like have good habits, that's what matters the most, right? At the moment, I'm not in a huge rush because
Mm.
my situation's like maybe not ideal, but it's not bad. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like how I was saying with space and all that. Sure, you know, like I'd love to have more space, but I'm not going to be sitting there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just I'm not going to be sitting there scrounging to get something. You know, I'm nice. I'm good. I'm patient. I'm happy, and that's I feel like that's what matters, right?
Yeah,
But
I think so.
I did have a little bit more to say with like the birthday thing, my birthday story. You know,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
let me tell you a little bit more. So that was the parties, the two parties. That was like a majority of like the birthday festivities, right? But I did have a little bit more. I did have a little bit more that happened, right? So a day
Mm-hmm.
before, what was this, August 12th? My friend, Tony, you don't know Tony, I don't think, but my friend Tony,
Yeah.
he came to the party. He was roller skating and all that. But the day before, he dropped off my gift, right? And I was thinking, oh man, what type of gift is this? Kind of a little bit of background before I get into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tony's like my friend from like high school. I knew
Yes.
him like from middle school, and he's like my down the street neighbor, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like within walking distance of me, you know. Uh, he is real into like anime, JoJo, all those things, right? I say
Mm-hmm.
JoJo because I know he likes JoJo a lot. Uh, but he got me like a little sword, like a sword. I don't know where he got it from. I think he got it from like Amazon or something. But it's like a sword from like this anime that I watch or that I've
Mm-hmm.
watched before, right? So now I have like this giant like lifelike sword that's like made out of like plastic and wood. So that's cool. I like it. I think it's I appreciate the detail, you know.
Yeah. I think that's a very thoughtful gift. I think that's, you know, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but kind of coming back to the whole space thing, it's like it's just more stuff in a very very small room, you know.
Yeah, I
Uh
get that. My room is
so
absolutely packed. Yeah.
yeah, and it's things like that, right? Where it's like, man, I love to have things like that. It's just that I also would love to have space for things like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I get that. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, but so that was before my birthday, the day before my birthday. And then on my actual birthday, August 15th, the Monday, me and Jennifer we went out to eat. I was telling her I wanted to try something a little bit different, a little bit new
Mhm.
than what we usually do because usually um what we will usually eat like if it's like a holiday or something or you know if we're trying to celebrate is like seafood, right? Because there's so many good seafood places over here, like where I live, right? And you know, we live not that far away from the coast, right? So I guess it kind of makes sense,
Mhm.
but we're always eating seafood, right? And I don't know about you, but I love seafood so much.
I
Uh,
there's I've gradually been like opening up to it. Um yeah. I've gradually been been opening myself up to it. There's been some some certain dishes that I've tried. I've done some swordfish steaks. Do scallops. I did scallops for Easter. Yeah, it's it's a process. You gotta just try new things sometimes. But yeah, you never know what you'll like until you actually try it. So yeah, and
Yeah,
it's healthier, so that's nice.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, usually we'll go to there's a couple different places that we will go. There's a place called Blue Water. There's a place called Papa Do's. Papa Do's is like the big one that we usually go to.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, let's try something new, right? So she ended up finding a place. We went to like a hibachi place, right?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I
Right.
do that for my birthday a lot.
Yeah, so it was my first time ever going to a hibachi place. So I was real excited about it, right?
Yeah.
And it was nice, they had like the whole little show, you felt the heat. It was very cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I ended up getting steak and lobster.
Surf and
Yeah,
turf, surf and turf.
exactly, exactly. And I've been trying to like experiment, right, with
Mm-hmm.
uh with steak because I've all like whenever I was younger, I would always I would always get my steak well done because that's just how my parents would order it for me, right? And I've been trying to like
Yeah, of
broaden
course.
like my experience with the different levels, right? I've been trying to go down little by little until I get to a point where I'm like I don't like it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much until the point where there's too much blood and it's like very bad.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
but thing is, like, I don't eat steak ever because I don't like steak over chicken. I usually prefer chicken, right? So 90% of the time when they offer steak, I don't get steak. So it's a very slow process of me going down gradually. But I think I just panicked because I forgot that I had to tell them. They were like, "How do you want your steak?" And I panicked. I was like, "What?" Like I've never heard the question before in my life, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I panic. I just go medium because I'm like medium's somewhere in the middle, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I
uh,
mean, it's a hell of a lot better than well done. I'll tell you what.
right. I don't like. I forget all the different tiers, right? I know there's raw on one end, there's well done on the other
Rare.
end.
There's rare on one end. They won't let you get it
It's
raw.
okay, yeah. That's what I meant. Rare, because it's like it's not raw because raw would be mean not cooked, right? It's rare.
Yeah.
It's rare all the way to well done, right? I just said medium, which I don't know where that is on the scale. I would assume
It's
it's in the
medium.
middle.
There's all right. So I know you didn't grow up with steak because you're not a baller like me, but you know, you got your.
Hey,
I'm the grill master. Okay, I know my meats.
you're the grill
Okay,
master, of course, of
I did.
course.
I grilled some chicken and some chicken kebabs yesterday. It was fucking fantastic. Um,
Nice.
but on the low end, on the barely cooked scale, you will get Pittsburgh rare, which is the outside is completely singed black, but the inside is still ice cold.
why why would anybody get an ice cold interior? That just doesn't.
Because fuck you. That's why. And then
Did
next
you make
on the
that up,
scale,
or is that actually a way they serve it? People ask for it that way.
most people don't, but it's a thing that used to happen. Uh, I can kind of get into the story. So basically, in Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh is a very big steel production city. Andrew Carnegie uh, uh,
Yeah.
built his shit there. So all the steel workers would be paid partially in steak. So they were like, in order to like save time before getting home, they would just like uh take their steak rations, put it on the hot steel for a couple seconds, flip it on the other side for a couple seconds, and bring it home because it would save them time cooking. However, it didn't cook all the way through; it just flash heated the outside, so that they would still get sick. But you know,
Ah.
they thought they were
Okay.
cooking it. Yeah.
Pittsburgh rare. It all makes sense now. Okay. So explain. You can keep going.
So Then there's normal rare, which is a nice red center. It's like a room temperature red center. Um, it's like slightly above that. Um, then you get medium rare, which is what most people get, which is a pink center that's relatively warm. Medium, you get that less pink center that's about the same temperature as the rest of the steak. Um, then you get medium well, which is when the center starts to get a little bit darker, and then well done when you just burn the shit out of it.
Yeah. Well, like I tried medium, I thought medium was fine. I don't eat a lot of steak, so it's hard to compare, It's hard to remember the last time I had steak because I have steak like once a year, it feels like is like the frequency that I go out and I order steak off of a menu.
Yeah.
I usually just get whatever like their best chicken item is. I usually get the chicken steak. That's the one I usually get.
Mm-hmm.
Country fried or chicken fried chicken or country fried chicken or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. But it was very nice. Jennifer ended up getting chicken and shrimp. That way we had like all four.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I got fried rice. She got steamed rice. They actually fried the rice on the hibachi. It was real cool looking. It was great, wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wild to me that you've never had hibachi before.
No,
Absolutely
like
wild to me.
that was the whole point of why I told Jennifer. I was like, let's try something new that I haven't done before. And
Yeah.
it was very cool. It was very nice.
Yeah. It's really good.
Uh,
It's yeah. I enjoy it. The last
we
time I've
had
had hibachi was um in March for when my grandma died. We had it out in California where she lived, but
yeah,
no,
I
I haven't had any since I got home.
might have to go back. It was very good. It was very nice.
It's a little bit pricey, but
It
it's the
is,
prices are
but
going down.
it was a
Um,
little bit pricey, but I was treated because I was the birthday boy. So I didn't look at the numbers. I just looked at the pictures.
yeah,
I was like, that's the
yeah,
one I want.
yeah. Maybe if you come up here, we can I can bring you for hibachi on my birthday. I don't know where the nearest hibachi place is though, so we'll have to go look for that.
we'll figure it out, maybe sooner than you think.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
So yeah, so I got a little ice cream. We got another cheesecake because why not, right? It was
Why
a
not?
fried cheesecake though. I think at this one.
Mm.
So a fried
Mm-hmm.
cheesecake that's slightly different, right?
Yeah.
Um, so that was nice. That was like the on my birthday thing, right? And
Yeah.
then just yesterday, my other friend who wasn't able to make it to the party, her name is Emily. She's like a really good friend I had from like high school and like middle school.
Yeah.
She was probably like my best friend that I like consistently talk to throughout those years, right?
Yeah.
Because I was a very social person in high school. It's just that I was like a very surface level social, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was the type of person that would talk to you a whole bunch if you were right there in person with me. But as soon as like we weren't together, I kind of forgot about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She's like the only person that I would actually talk to like
Like
on the phone and
consistently.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
And like whenever we weren't in school, which
Mm-hmm.
is which is why we were a little bit closer than all my other friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's real cool. I try to hang out with her like every couple months. I would
Mm-hmm.
like to hang out with her more often, but she has like strict parents and she's real studious and busy, so it is what it
Yeah.
is. But
As one is.
we hung out. It was real nice. We went to a like a local Chinese restaurant. It wasn't like a big
Mm-hmm.
Chinese restaurant. It was just a very local, small Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
It was very nice. I do like. I very much like very quaint restaurants, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like a very little amount of people, a very small space. it's
Mm-hmm.
quiet because I don't know. For me, I just it turns me off so much whenever I'm in like a very, very loud building eating. It kind of ruins
Yeah.
the experience for me almost, you know?
Yeah, it's not a fantastic experience to do that. Yeah.
You know, like I'll do it every now and then if like the food's good, right? Like I'll go to
Mm-hmm.
like an Olive Garden, but Olive Gardens are always like full of people, you know?
Yeah, I'm not the
So but
biggest fan of that either.
so it's like a different experience and I really like the change of pace, right? That's kind of how the hibachi
Yes.
place was actually. It was very like it was very quiet as well.
I've
They
never been in a quiet hibachi place. They're always very
I think it
loud for
was
me.
because the time we went, it was like
Mm-hmm.
5 p.m. It was
Yeah, I
I
don't
think it
know,
was
maybe.
I think it was like I guess it was a very not busy time for them, like
Yeah,
five around
maybe.
that 5 p.m. part. There was a couple other people there, but not any people around us. Not until we started leaving and they started coming in, right?
They always bring kids. That's the problem. Is they always
That
bring
is
kids.
what I was gonna say is that like when we're like maybe like when we were having our dessert, like way towards the end, like then there was like some kids being annoying like in the background, and I was like, ah, you know, I didn't miss that, you know.
Yeah.
I
I
never do.
I really dislike when people bring their kids to restaurants and shit, you know? Like,
I you know, it is one of those things where I just don't appreciate kids in public places that are just a nuisance. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think, you know, I think parenting should be it's a it's a full-time job, you know? You can't just like take your kids someplace and just give them the fucking iPad to let them like drool and get nose fluids and shit all over that shit, you
Hey
know?
man,
Like,
like I would prefer if they were just sitting on an iPad instead of like crying or being like
I mean, yeah,
annoying to
maybe,
the people around them, you know?
I guess, and I'm just saying, like,
It's not the best solution, but you know.
you've got to be able to like keep your kids polite and disciplined, and I don't understand why that seems to be so hard for people.
I
I
I feel like
Yeah,
there's probably some reason to it, you know, but
mm-hmm,
everybody's situation's different. It's always a different situation, but it is like most of the time I feel like it's avoidable for sure. Most of the
yeah,
time.
yeah,
But yeah, so that was real nice. That was the hibachi place. At the we went to a Chinese restaurant, right? Um, we were hanging out, chilling, catching up, talking about, you know, school, talking about the future. Because she started school on time, she's about to graduate, right?
yeah.
She's about to graduate at the end of this coming up year, right?
That's good. That's
You
really
know,
good.
so she was telling me like her plans and all that, and I was like, man, like look at you, you know, getting at
Mm-hmm.
it, right?
Yeah,
You know, I'm still trying to get there. I'm just a little bit behind, a little bit. It's okay
yeah.
though.
I mean, as long as you get there at some point,
You
doesn't
know,
really matter.
everybody's path is a little different, you know, and my circumstances, uh, you know, are different than others.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we were talking and hanging out. I really did enjoy catching up. You know, it's always nice to see like a friend that you haven't seen in a long time that you're real close with. You know,
Yeah,
yeah. So that
yeah.
was nice. She gave me like some snacks from like I guess she went to like little Asian food marketplace
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
she got
nice
me
of
some
her.
snacks that she thought that I would like. So I have like some ramens and all that pretty cool
Yeah.
stuff. She got me like some foreign candy. Again, the candy. There's so much candy for
You have
one
a lot of
man.
fucking candy, my man.
There's so much candy for one man. How much candy does one man possibly need? You know what I mean? One man
That's my
without a sweet
question.
tooth, right?
Yeah, you're you've really got a lot to get through, my man.
I
Good
do have
luck
to
to
say,
you.
like, whenever it's like sweet candy or like sour
Mm-hmm.
candy, Like it takes
Mm-hmm.
me such a long time to eat it, but I do eat chocolate pretty fast because I feel like chocolate. I don't know. It's kind of like the exception, right? It's not sweet. It's not sour. It's just chocolate. I
Yeah,
don't.
it's the mix, you know.
It's. I don't even know how you would describe chocolate. What flavor is chocolate?
I guess it depends on
I guess
on where you're
chocolate
getting
can be
it.
sweet. It
Yeah.
could be salty. It could be a lot of things. I guess it depends, right?
Mm-hmm. It
But
can be bitter too. There's a lot of
it
bitter
could be.
chocolate.
Well, yeah. If it's dark chocolate, it's definitely going to be bitter. But
Yeah. They love to make it bitter over in Europe. They
yeah,
fucking
but
love
uh,
it. Yeah.
yeah, but chocolate's like the exception. The thing is, I don't get chocolate. Whenever I talk about candy, I get like actual candy.
Yeah, like fruit flavored and shit like that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and in moderation, it's great. But in moderation for me is like I'll finish like a box of like sweet tarts in like a month. That's what moderation is for me. I like pop one every now and then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just whenever I feel like it, when the mood comes to me, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I notice when I get distracted and I'm like on my game, I would just like forget to eat sometimes. It just happens.
That
I would just be
that does
sitting
sound like
there
you. Yeah.
and I would just like, I'll be like, ah, man, it's so late. I can't eat now because now I gotta go to sleep. And then
Mm.
I'll try again tomorrow. Eventually, sometime in the middle, I'll have some sort of break, some sort of like moment of clarity, and I'll be like, man, I'm hungry.
Wait, I should probably put food in my stomach before I starve to
Exactly.
death. That would be smart, you
All my
know?
energy, I'm like, I have no more energy to play the games. And I'm like, it's because I need food.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about one of the primary needs in Maslow's hierarchy. Yeah.
Yeah, it goes games and then sleep and then food, right? That's the hierarchy.
Uh, I don't think that's correct, but we don't
Is
have
the
enough
or
time to correct you. We so
is the order wrong?
sure, let's go with that. um,
Cool, 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 cool. Well, I
how
that's pretty much like the end of I think the birthday stuff. I did hear that Jennifer's hiding a present at her apartment for me, and I just got to her apartment. So that might be like a fun surprise, but I don't know what it is yet. So
All right. Well, how about you? How about you can let us know next time. We can follow up on that. But I think you know what time it is.
is
I
it
think
is it
it's
time is it time for that question that always comes?
it is it's time. Uh yeah. I
Hit me,
think I think
Nick.
it is
Hit me.
time. Uh I think it's time to ask the question. Are you prepared for the question?
Yes. Are you prepared? Or are you gonna stall a little bit longer?
I'm gonna stall a little bit longer because I don't have one. Do you have one? Have you prepared one?
Oh man, Nick, you could have told me like during the ad break, and I could have been looking. Oh
No, I
God.
have one. I have one. It's yeah, I have one.
Okay, thank God. I was gonna start looking, and I
you
was
were
like, oh
so
no.
you were so yeah. Uh, I've got one. I've got one right here.
You're
I
still
don't know why you're.
stalling. You're still
I'm
stalling.
not. I'm not stalling. I'm
Then ask the
not.
question.
Your mom asked me a question last night.
You're still stalling.
All right, I've got it, bitch. Okay, you ready?
Mhm.
Uh, you have unlimited money. Uh,
Nice.
you got a whole bunch of it, but
So much money.
you have to ask your mommy before you can spend any of it.
Um. Okay. Well, let me tell you right now, Nick. The way you worded that, how I thought of it, right? That
Yeah,
way, that way we can make sure that we're on the same page.
yeah,
So whenever you said you have to ask your mom, right?
mommy.
Your mommy. You have to ask your mommy, right? Whenever
Yes.
you said that, right? It sounded like I could ask her, "Can I spend my money?" and then I can just spend it, right?
For every use, every time you spend
You
a
see,
red
you didn't
cent.
specify though, right? Because the way you said it is, I could just say, "Can I spend my money?"
No,
That could be the
no,
question, and then I can just spend
no,
my money. You see what I'm saying?
no,
No, no,
no, no, no, no,
no,
no, no.
no,
Any reasonable person
no,
would assume.
no, 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 no. I'm saying that's how I thought about it, right?
Well,
The
it's not about how you
question,
thought about it. It's
the
about how it
question.
is.
Look, I asked my mommy. I go, "Hey, can I spend my money?" And they're
Can I
gonna be
buy
like,
this? Can I buy this specific thing? You have to ask her before you spend it on anything. Any one thing you have to ask. So if you went to the grocery store, you have to ask her permission for every single one of those things.
"Okay, like hypothetically, I can put things in the cart
No,
before I
no, no,
buy
no.
it. No, no, no,
She
no, no, no,
goes
no,
with
no.
you and
Hear me out.
she
You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me, Nick. Nick, look, I'm at the store. I'm not buying anything yet, right? But I put
Mhm.
things in the cart, right? They're in the cart. Now, before I go to buy it, all I have to do is ask my mommy if I can buy the things in the cart. And then I can buy the things, right?
No.
Because look, hear me out. I didn't buy anything in the cart when I put them in the cart, right? Right, they're just sitting there. They're just sitting in the cart. I
But you
asked her,
have to
"Hey,
do the
can I
thing.
buy things in the cart?" I'm saying that's how it would make sense.
But
You're trying to like make this super tedious and convoluted for no reason.
well, you have to ring up every single thing individually. So she has to sign off on that.
Yeah, yeah, but as long as she signs off on that, it's fine. You know.
As you ring up every single thing individually if she
Okay,
signs off on it.
now, hear me out. Hear me out. Like, let's say she didn't go to the store with me, but I had her like on speed dial on FaceTime, right?
She has to see every single thing that
No,
you
no,
ring
no,
up.
like it's on FaceTime. It's on FaceTime. It's good. It's good to
Yeah,
go.
she has to see everything on
Yeah,
FaceTime.
yeah,
But
of
yeah,
course.
continue.
Okay,
Continue.
now, okay, now I do have a problem with this, right, Nick? Right? I
Of
feel
course you
like
do.
you didn't. The question didn't say I had. She has to see every item that I buy. She just has to confirm every item that I buy, right? So let's say I'm on the phone with her. There's not a video, right? I just call her. I say, "Hey, can I buy blank?" If I tell her the item and what it is and how much it costs, I guess if that's an important factor. It shouldn't be if I have
It
unlimited
is.
money.
It is. But yeah.
But it shouldn't be. But whatever. I'll
No,
tell
no,
her
no.
whatever information she needs to.
Your mom can raise any objection she wants.
Look,
She
she
can do
can.
whatever she
Sure,
wants.
sure. I'll give her all the information that she wants, right? I'll ask her,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
As long as I give her the information, she doesn't have to see it, right?
That technically counts as long as she is informed enough to be able to make the decision. Yes.
Okay, okay. So technically, I could just call her on the phone, right, with my
Yeah.
cart full of items, and go, "Hey, can I buy this and
No.
this and this and this and
Uh
this and that and this and
if
that?"
she says yes in between every single one. So you
Exactly,
say,
exactly. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to like abbreviate it for you.
yeah.
See, okay, okay, that's fine.
Can I buy this thing? Yes. Can I buy this thing? Yes. Can I buy this thing? Yeah. Yeah. Like that. Like that.
Okay, well, see, like, here's the thing. I don't mind doing that. It's just that I'm worried that my mom in this situation, right, will 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 not have a problem with me buying anything, and will
Mhm.
just be annoyed by the prospect of being asked over and over, right?
And then she'll start saying no out of annoyance, and that's where
Do
the
you
rub comes
think
in.
do you think that she would say no out of annoyance though?
I don't know your mom, so maybe I can't say that uh with absolute certainty, but I think if I had been asked all that many times, I would not be happy about it. No.
Like
Uh.
the only downside I see to this situation is the fact that it is a little bit inconvenient, right? I
Mhm.
feel like my mom personally wouldn't care. They'd be like, "Buy whatever you want," right? So
Mhm.
it's not gonna be a problem of not getting things that I want. It's mostly just gonna be a problem of inconvenience. And the second
Mm-hmm.
problem is if I ever want to buy a gift for her. But besides those two problems, I feel like for sure, why would I ever not press the button? It seems like a wonderful button to press.
All right, so that's your conclusion
Yeah,
is
it's
that
a wonderful button.
you would push that button? Okay, all
Great
right,
button. So wonderful. How much did you say? How much money did I get?
limitless.
Oh, okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
As much as your mom will let you spend.
of course. I don't think she would have a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
What
I
about
just
your
think
mom? Is your mom a little bit more difficult? Would she spite you and say no?
I think maybe perhaps a little bit. I think there would be a little bit of that going on, but it's just I guess it just depends. I just I don't know. I don't know. I guess I've had situations where we both have like or like she's holding on to money for me or uh like there's like some money that's like in a trust for me but she's like the one controlling the trust and she's been kind of difficult about that. So I don't know if I would do it so enthusiastically, but I think I would. Just because I'm very good at arguing and I can make a very good case. The problem is sometimes she just refuses to listen to the argument because she knows she's going to lose. So she can just be like, I don't actually care if you're right. I just want to feel right.
I get what you're saying, Nick, because I've definitely been in situations like that too, where I have a good point, and if only somebody would listen, they could understand. But
I feel like that's a dig at me, and I feel like we can process this. I feel like we're running out of time to process this because
well,
it's
now
the
that
end
you
of the
mentioned it, Nick,
episode.
I do feel like it happens a lot with you too.
I feel
I
like
didn't
this
think
is just a
about you
setup for
specifically,
this bit. I feel like
but
this is just a setup for this specific bit because we're at
but
the end of the episode. Now we don't have time to process it.
you
So
know
I
what,
can't,
Nick? I think
argue with
about
it, you
you
know?
see you see this is how you always are, Nick. It's
I
it's
don't
okay.
I don't
It's
think that
fine.
that's true. I think you are to blame for bringing it up for making this dig at me at the end of that episode.
I didn't dig at you. You brought it up, and I thought we should talk about it. But hey, if you
I'm going to
don't
hit you
want to
with a
talk about
shoe.
it,
I'm going to hit
then
you with a shoe.
you're only proving my point.
My point is I'm going to hit you with a shoe. So
But
trying to argue against that,
like I was
bitch.
saying, right? Like I'm already real close to my mom, so I
Mhm.
I feel like for me, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that hard of a question, especially since I think my mom and I see eye to eye.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
could see how for some people they would not be as enthusiastic to press the button, but I'm like, hey, to
Yeah.
me in my current situation, if I press that button, I feel like I'd be totally fine with it.
Okay. Well, I think that's a good place to wrap up. Uh, thank you guys very much for listening. I want to do a quick shout out to our first patron, Justin Connor. Thank you for being a supporter. It's very appreciated.
Yes,
Uh,
I appreciate, I appreciate you for Patreon. What is it called?
patronage. It's
Patronage. Your
yes, we
patronage.
appreciate your patronage.
And then
Is the
I
noun for that action.
I also who's the person that left the Twitter comment? Let's thank
That was
them as well.
also that was also Justin
Ah,
Connor.
well, we thank
One of our
you.
most
We
dedicated fans, I would
we
say.
doubly thank you then.
Yeah. If you want to follow us on Twitter, we are at IIHS Podcast over on Twitter, all one word. That's IIHS Podcast. It's the same handle for Patreon. It's patreon.com/IIHS Podcast. And we'd love to have you there.
Do we
But
have all of our links on Twitter?
I think so. I think it's in the pinned tweet on Twitter. So you can just head on over and uh, give us your money, and we'll shout you out at the end of the episode. And if you get the highest tier, you actually get to listen to these episodes as soon as they're done editing, rather than waiting until Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central. But yeah, thank you again for listening. I've been incredibly influential,
And I've been highly successful.
and we'll catch you guys next time.